Hey there, in this video we are going to talk about Python string. This is Rajendra and this is the 8th video of Python series. So let's understand what the string data structure that we have in Python, how it works, the properties of it, as well as what all operation that we can perform on the string, right? So let's start. So the first and very important property of the string is it's immutable, right? We already discussed about the tuple data structure, that is also immutable, right? But string is also immutable. That means once we create a string, we cannot modify it. In fact, the characters, okay, we cannot modify. So what is string? String is a sequence of characters, right? So string is a sequence of characters. Now when we say it is immutable means what? We can reassign the whole string, but we cannot modify the internal characters of the string, right? So for example, if you want to initialize the string, empty string in Python, how to do that? You can use any variable name and you can use either single quote or double quote. Anything is fine. So this is how it will initialize an empty string, right? If you see the type, okay, we know that there is one inbuilt function type which will help us to get the type of that variable. So here type of the variable is str, right? There is another way to initialize the string, that is by using an str function, right? So this will also create an empty string. If you want to initialize the string with some a specific string, that is also very much possible. You have to use variable equal to, you can use either single quote or double quote, and then inside it you can have a characters. Okay, this is my string, right? So this is how you can initialize the string. So your string is ready. If you just wanted to quickly print it, just go ahead and do it. This is how you will get the output. But now one more thing that we need to understand here is there are a lot of operations provided by Python. Okay, there are a lot of operations provided by Python for string object, but all those, even now your string is immutable, right? So what it does, it actually takes the original string, it will modify as per the operation that we are performing, and it will return the new string. It will not modify the original string, right? So for example, let me first of all show you what are operations that we can perform on the string, right? So we know that there is one dir method, and if you pass us any object, it will show you the all the attributes of that particular object, right? So this is a string object, and you can see these are some methods, or these are the operations that we can perform on the string. Okay, in fact there are a lot of operations are available, right? So all these operations we can do it. So what it does, it will take the original string, perform the operation, and whatever the output of that operation, it will return the completely new string. It will not modify the original string, right? So how we do that? So there are a lot of operations, we'll see one by one. But before that, if you want to see the length of the string, okay, we already know that there is a one built-in function called len, which we can use to get the length of the string. So here length of the string is 17. So if you want to access the whole string, then you can just simply use the variable. But if you want to access character by character, so for ch is a variable name in your string variable, and then you can just print variable. So in this case what happens is, it will extract one character from the string, assign it to ch, and then we are printing ch. It will go and take the next character, assign it to ch variable, print it. So this way it will take one by one each character and it will print it, and once your string is over, will exit out of the for loop. So if you run it, you can see this is how we are getting the complete string printed one by one character, right? Now next thing is, here as well for your string, the indexing start from 0 to length of the string, right? So let's say this is your string. Now if I simply do my str of 0, you can see we are able to access the 0th character of that string, right? Similarly you can do the negative indexing as well, right? So if I do -1, last character we got it, right? So there is something called as if you want to reverse the string, Okay, we already discussed the slicing part in the list, so exactly same way slicing part will also work here. Only thing is we have seen on the list, similarly it will work for a string as well, right? So we discussed that we'll have a start, stop and the step value, right? So if you want to reverse the string, simply you need to use something like this. So this will reverse your string, right? But if you print an original string, you can see original string is as is in that particular variable. So exactly whatever the operation we do, it actually create a new string and that string will be returned. So if you want to get that output and for further processing, you can assign that output to some variable, and that variable we can use for further processing, right? So for example, if you want to get an reversed string for some further processing, so what we can do, let's say I'll just use the variable rev, and then you can do my str, and to reverse is we use some slicing part. So this will reverse the string, and now if you print the reverse variable, you can see in this reverse variable we have the reverse string. But if you see the original string is as is. Okay, so that's why we say that string is immutable, right? Once you create it, you cannot modify it. But there are a lot of operations provided by the string object itself. So those operations are taking the original string, doing the operation, and then they are returning the new string, right? So we have many such operations are available. So let's try out few of the operations, right? So for example, if you want to split a string on the basis of some delimiter, the by default delimiter is space, right? So this is our original string. If you want to print this string, okay, or you want to split this string on the basis of space, okay, how you can use it? mystr dot split function we have, right? And by default delimiter is space, so even if you don't specify, that's perfectly fine. So it will just split this string and it will return a list of individual words, right? So if we run it, you can see this string got splitted into the 4 parts. So they splitted by the space, and now we got the list of words. So if you want to do some further operation on this list, instead of just printing, you can just assign it to some variable, right? So there is something called as a if you want to check, like let's say there is a, you have one string, right? So this is our string. So you just wanted to print non-oval characters out of this string, right? So how you can do that? So we know that for ch in mystr, so this for loop will take out one by one character, and then we can check it if let's say in your string, okay, let's do some modification here. Let's say this is your string, this is my string, and in this string let's say you have some numbers as well, okay, or let it be as is. Now let's say what you want to do is, if you want to just check if the character is a ovals or not, okay, if it is not oval, then only you just want to print that character. So how you can do that? If ch in, you can have a, e, I, o, u, these are the ovals, right? So if ch not in this particular thing, then only we just wanted to print character. So what this program is actually doing is it will take out individual characters, and then we are checking if that character is a vowel, and then we are just simply printing it, right? So you can see apart from a, e, I, o, u, everything else got printed, right? So there are a lot of methods are available. Like for example, let's say this is your string. So if you want to just uh, let's say make it lower or make it upper, so you can see mystr dot lower function we have. So if you run it, you can see the whole string is now in a lower case, right? So similarly, if you just want to make it in upper, you have a upper function. So if you run it, we got the string is in upper, right? So let's consider you have one string, okay, let's say IBM, and it has some space at the start, some space at the end, right? So if you want to remove the spaces, okay, there is something called a trim method we have, r stream, l stream, Okay, so if you want to just stream left or if you want to just stream right, you can use the function. Like let's say if I do mystr dot r stream. Okay, so if I run it, it's not stream, it's a stream. Okay, so if you run it, what happened? Ltrim rtrim. Okay, let me just check if we have any such function. So do you see lstream rstream function? Okay, let me just use the dir again. So the dir will just provide you the list of all the methods. So for sure it's a strip actually. Okay, it's not a stream, it's a strip. So if I do, what was our variable name? This way, right? So if I do mystr dot l strip, okay, so this will just remove the spaces from the left hand side of your string, right? If I do my string dot r strip, you can see here we got our right side spaces got removed, right? If you want to remove both, we have some method called strip only. Okay, so this will remove the spaces from both the side, right? So we have many such string functions are available, but the main thing that we need to observe here is all the time it is just creating a copy of the string, it is modifying that and it is returning. Okay, the original string is not getting modified, so just don't forget it, right? Because string is immutable, right? Now if you have a string, okay, let me just create a fresh string here. This is my string. So if you want to just slice this string, okay, so slicing operation also you can do it, right? So let's say mystr, how you can slice it. So we know that here we have to just in the square bracket we have to just provide start colon stop colon step. So here start will have a default value of 0 because our indexing start from 0. Stop value, the default stop value is the length of your string, okay, or whatever the iterator, and the step value default is 0. So if you just don't provide anything, if you just provide colon colon, you can see we getting the whole string. Now it's up to us, up to our requirement, what all these values you want to provide. Let's say you don't want to take this t at all, right? So you can start it from 1, other value you don't want to provide, stop. Okay, let it be the default. So if I run it, you can see apart from t we got everything else, right? So similarly, let's say you don't want to take the last value, right? So in that case what you can do is, let's say I'll do the stop value as -1 and let it be step value as is. So if I run it, you can see last character got skipped because stop value is -1. So this way you can do a lot of slicing part as well, right? So there are a lot of methods are there, so you can just try this method, and whichever method you don't understand, just put it in a comment, we'll discuss on that. So thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share. So thanks everyone.